Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Got a few things to talk about, so I'm gonna get right into it. Let's do a ceramics giveaway. I kind of want to give away only one-offs. I started recycling my clay, and I use a combination of dark clays, light clays, white clays, tan-ish clays, and so I put everything together and then kind of like mixed everything together, and I started making like individual one-off pieces. I made this mushroom. My favorite part about this mushroom is that the underbelly of it, I drew in lines to make it look like an actual mushroom. So yeah, this could be just like a display piece, or you can just have it in your garden or something like that. In order to win this, I've been switching it up every month, but in order to win this, I want you to go to my last month's favorite video, which I'll link probably somewhere right here or here, but also in the description box. So go to last month's favorites video and leave a comment in that video of your favorites item, or the one that you're the most interested in. And if you don't like any of those items, then leave a comment with your own favorite item. Leave your Instagram handle just so I can message you afterwards, because I wouldn't know how to get a hold of you. I'll leave all the info to this giveaway in the description if you guys are interested in winning this mushroom. Also, if you're already over there, I took a lot of advice from you guys in terms of how to place my microphone. I had my microphone just like holding it in my last video, and I guess it made a lot of sounds that people didn't like. A lot of like wet moisture sounds, I guess. I reached out and asked what people thought about it, and a lot of people were like, they're not really into it, and I'm totally into that kind of sound. So that's why I included it in there, and I mean, I just had it all wrong. So I'm glad that I heard from everyone. So now I know to like place the microphone further away. I think they said like two shakas away or something like that. Okay, so Maddie's texting me. What does she want? Some updates. Saranwrap.com has been updated. It's been almost fully restocked. I'm still working on some stuff, but Zen Gardens are back in stock. So I have like the long rake and the short rakes. They're I use them for salt and pepper, but you can use them for anything. I was just thinking the other day that I'm cat sitting right now, and if they were to like to separate their wet and dry food, then that would be perfect for that. You can use it to have jewelry or to have your jewelry on. You can use it for a bunch of different things, but I like to use it as a salt and pepper container because you can rake the salt. There's some pieces from the gallery show that I did last month with Maddie. So that gallery show ended this month, so now the pieces are online. July 15th, please mark your calendar if you're in LA. July 15th, I'm doing a show, another gallery show, but it's not for ceramic for me. It's my photo work. I wanted to share it, so I have, I think, around 3 to 5 pieces up at this photo show. It's a group show of 4 people. There's Billy, who is a photographer, a fantastic photographer. I love his stuff. There's Lisa Van Wyk, who's an artist. I think she's going to be showing mostly her tufted work. And then there's Cale Tyson, who's a ceramicist, who's been super prolific. He's been making so much stuff. So all his pieces have already been finished even before the show. Yeah, so if you're in LA, it's in Atwater at this place called Umiko. It's gonna be a really fun show, so I hope you make it. Oh my gosh, so on YouTube, there was a woman that I used to watch who kind of just disappeared, and like all her videos are disappearing. And her name is Lillian Macy, and she just came back and she explained why she disappeared for so long. She had a lot of health issues, but I really liked her channel because she would do a lot of videos on vintage hair and makeup and clothing. She's really into vintage clothing, but then she talked about life and her career. She wanted to be an actress for a while, and she was like pursuing that in performance, but now she's pursuing music, and I think she's gonna get into Broadway. I'm not really sure. I started watching her videos again because she's been cranking them out like crazy, and her production value is insane because I believe her husband is a director or something like that, or cinematographer or something like that. But I'm so glad she's back, and I'm so glad to see that she's doing well. This is Woody. Look. He's this cat that I'm cat sitting right now. I'm cat sitting 2 cats right now for my next door neighbor, who's actually they're not his cats, they're his boss's wife's cats, because there's two of them. Shows that I've been watching, holy cow. So there's a show called Jury Duty that I found out through my friend Caitlin. She was like, you have to watch this show, and she's a huge fan of like The Office and stuff. She's got a very sharp sense of humor, so I'm like, okay, yeah, let's watch it. It's hilarious. So it's about jury duty basically, and it's a bunch of people get called into jury duty and then they get selected, and it's in LA. So there's one person who's like a celebrity who everyone knows, like everyone recognizes, but they can't pinpoint his name. He's like a B-list or D-list celebrity. So it really plays in on that. It's James Marsden, and I think he knows that too. So then he really plays it up, and he tries to be like a very actor-y actor and tries to seem more important than, I guess, than he is. But everyone else in the show is also an actor. There's only one person who's not an actor, and everyone is playing this prank on him. It's great because they're all improvising, right? Because they don't know what this person's gonna react. Like throughout the show, the person who doesn't know that he's getting pranked is like, oh my gosh, so many crazy things are happening. I'm going to make a movie out of this documentary about jury duty, because, I mean, obviously there's cameras everywhere, so he knows that, they're filming a thing about jury duty, about people who are jurors and stuff, but he doesn't know that he's being pranked. Just watch the trailer for it if you haven't already seen the show. I think it's so hilarious. Another show, Dave, season 3. So I started watching the show called Dave at season 3, right? And it's about this rapper who becomes famous, and he's going on tour in season 3, and it's just about his friendships and his tour and his dating life, etc. And I really liked it. It reminds me a lot of Atlanta without the surrealist aspect. So then I watched the first and second season. It's even better. So if you haven't seen the show Dave yet, definitely watch it. Like I said, it's about friendship. I think it's mostly about friendship. It's a little bit about dating in LA or in the music scene or being famous or whatever. The main character, Dave, overthinks so much that he kind of self-sabotages a lot, and he compares himself to other people, and I don't know. I think it's a good show. If you liked my suggestion for Atlanta, you might like this show. It's not surrealist in the way that Atlanta is, but I think Dave is a very creative and complex show. Let's move on to, oh my gosh, Digicams. My friend Cecilia is a photographer, and she came to visit me a couple weeks ago, and she had a Digicam with her. She used to be like a film girl, like 35 millimeter film, this and that, and she told me about this one camera, the Olympus Stylus something. Mewtwo, I think. When she told me about it, I bought it, and then immediately it went crazy up in value. So I really trust her in terms of like things that have to do with cameras. I mean, that's what she does for a living. Anyway, she told me that Digicams are making a comeback. And so I reached out to my sister Linda, who has an S95. I think that's from like the early 2000s also. And I started shooting with it. It's got like 10 megapixels, and it makes your photos look like film. And I even edit it in a way to make it look even more like film, because it's so fun to shoot with a Digicam and not worry about wasting film. I've been just bringing it everywhere. It's a nice pocketable camera. And then I also have this camera that I've had for a couple of years now. I've had like different variations of this camera, but this is the Canon G7X. It's just a classic vlogging camera, right? I've had it for a while, and I've only used it for vlogging, but I never really used it for photos. And it's got this really cool flash, and it takes some really good clear photos. So I told Maddie, and she's been shooting with it a lot and going on photo walks and stuff. So yeah, Digicams. They're so great. They're fun. They're pocketable. When you use the flash, it gives you like Cobra Snake vibes. It's just a fun camera to carry around and start taking photos with, because I haven't taken photos in so long. I mean, the pandemic happened, and then film just got really expensive and not really accessible. So this is the route that I am going down now, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So go to your parents' house, get their digital cameras from the early 2000s and start shooting with it, and see what your photos look like. Play around with the settings, really play around with it, and yeah, just have fun with it. It's a very different vibe from shooting just on your cell phone. And shoot with the flash on too, because That's super fun. A while ago, Glossier had a store in LA that was on Melrose. They opened up a different location, but the old location where they had this like Grand Canyon theme situation, they had these mirrors. They're like vintage car mirrors, like rear view mirrors. They had them as their display mirrors so you can test out makeup and test out your lipsticks or whatever, you know? Anyway, I really liked it. They had theirs painted pink on the trim and stuff, and they just had them all over the walls. At my doors, like whenever I leave the house, I like to check in like a mirror that I have right next to the doors. So I got one of these to put right by the doors. And I don't know where I want to place it permanently, but I've been using this as my makeup mirror, and it's pretty fantastic because I love applying makeup in the car. The lighting is always perfect, and like just looking at it from this angle, you're I don't know, it gives you a different perspective in a way. So I've been using this just as a hand mirror, but I will eventually place it somewhere permanently. And I love the look of this. It just looks like a old-timey, really nice sturdy metal rear view mirror from an old-timey car. A couple of years ago, Jason's friend got married, and as a wedding gift to all his groomsmen, he gave away this, which in all honesty, we just had sitting around for the last couple of years, never really used it. Until recently, I've been bringing this to markets and shows and stuff. It fits a full bottle of wine, so you can go like this and like this. So there's 2 glasses, and this part fits a full bottle of wine. It's called High Camp Flasks, and it's designed in SF. Obviously, you can use this for hot chocolate and coffee and whatever you want as well, but come on, it fits a full bottle of wine, which is so cool. I get car sick so easily, so I've been keeping this around. This is from Aesop. It's the Ginger Flight Therapy, and I think what you're supposed to do is rub it on your pulse points, but what I've been doing is putting it directly on my upper lip so that I smell it. Most of the time I don't get car sick, but when it does happen, it is awful. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I feel just awful. If you get car sick easily, check this out. This is something I'll always keep with me whenever I travel. So yeah, absolutely must. The only makeup item that I'm like completely enthralled by this month is this right here. This is from Jones Road. I've had it for a while too. It's the Shimmer Face Oil. I just don't really like the highlighter look on myself. And I like this a lot because it looks natural, and you just put on a couple drops and then just like brush it on the tops of your cheeks, and it gives you that like glass skin, donut skin look. And it doesn't look too shimmery. It's not like a stroby highlighter or anything like that. It just looks like your natural skin. So I like putting my foundation or concealer or whatever base product I'll put on, and then just like put this right on top, and then put blush like right on top of this afterwards, and it just makes my skin glow and look so healthy. So my friend Danny is a bartender at this bar that I DJ at, and he just bought a house in Joshua Tree, I think during the pandemic, so he's been like decorating it and everything, and he needed some photos of it, so he hired me to take some photos. And I invited my friend Dacia, who's also my neighbor, and then also Maddie. So we went on a like little girls trip and went to this like really nice, oh my gosh, it is so beautiful and serene. It's this really beautiful place called Nora's Place. I'll leave a link to the Airbnb page in the description. It's such a cool place. It's in Pioneer Town in Joshua Tree. And I'd never stayed there before in Pioneer Town. So I spent the night there, and then we went to Pioneer Town proper the following day. And it's just so fun. Like all the shops were open. There was a ceramic studio in there with a ceramic shop. If you're in California and you're looking for a vacation or staycation, or if you're just aching to go to Joshua Tree, check out my friend's place because it is so nice. Oh, the pool is so cool too. The last thing I want to talk about are my clothing items that I've been wearing a lot lately. So this is my favorite thing that I own in my closet. Like if my closet was on fire and I had to grab one thing, I'm probably already running out of the house wearing this. So there's this brand called Ozma of California, and my friend Camilla did a couple modeling things for them. She was wearing this and I'm like, oh my gosh, that thing's fantastic. She's like, oh yeah, I got it if you want to try it on sometime. So then I tried it on, and the texture is so nice and cozy, but not too hot and not too cool. It's just the perfect thing, and it's supposed to be a jacket, but you can wear it as a dress as well. It's made of this like dead stock fabric that's just so cozy and drapes well, and it feels so nice, and it's got pockets. It's just my favorite thing that I own, and I've been wearing it for months and months and months, and I don't know why I've never talked about it here. It's like the first item that I pull out after I wash my clothes. I'll wear it immediately. I wear it to sleep. I wear it around the house or doing chores. It's my favorite thing. I can't talk about it enough. Funny thing is that when I saw it, I fell in love with it, but the price point was like kind of crazy for me. So I'm like, I can't really like justify that. And then Camilla was like, just try it on. And then I'm like, okay, fine, I'll try it on. And then I did, and I fell in love with it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. And she was like, you know what? She was like moving at the time. She's like, you know what? You can have mine. She just gave it to me, and it's been my favorite thing since. I have a couple things in my closet. My Virgil Normal sweater is one of them, where when you have it, like especially when you're traveling, you just feel like you're home because it's the coziest item ever. This is one of them. I've worn this year round, like even when it's super hot out, because it keeps the sun off my skin, so it keeps me cool. But it also keeps me warm when I'm just a little bit chilly. I don't know. It's just the perfect garment, in my opinion. Another thing I want to talk about that I'm wearing a lot are these pants from Madewell. They're called the Harlow pants. I got one pair in a camel color about 6 months ago, and I got it at like a PR thing. And I remember pulling it out and being like, hey Jason, I have to go to this event in like 30 minutes, can you hem them for me? So he did, and he took the existing hem and just like moved it up. It did it for me, and I wore it right out to this event. I've worn it so much that I'm like, you know what, I should probably get a different color of it. So then I went to Madewell and ended up getting, I didn't realize, but they have a petite size, so you don't even have to hem it if you're like 5'5" my height. I actually had to size down a little bit because the sizing is kind of off. Definitely try it on. You're gonna have to go smaller than your normal size. It's just the perfect pant. I love it so much because it looks dressy even when you're like a slob. So you can dress it down, wear it with sneakers and stuff, but you can also dress it up wearing it with loafers or heels or boots or whatever. So it's a great piece to have in your closet, and it's super comfy because it fits on the waist, but everywhere else it's loosey-goosey, so it's nice and airy, and it would be a good summer pant as well because it's just so airy. So that's everything that I have for the month of June. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to enter the giveaway, again, check the description box for all the details, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.